Welcome to Before Brunch TV, a show where women are pouring into each other and then their glasses. I'm your host, Stephanie, and I'm so excited today to have these beautiful guests talking about body image. So we know body image is huge for us as women. I mean, the things we see, the places we go, I feel like we're always just so concerned about ourselves. So the first question I want to ask all of you is, what was your first thought about body image and what kind of shaped you? Who shaped you?
I think for me, it was like, my mom. Me and my mom, we've always been curvy. So my mom always poured into me to just, love myself because I'm 25, born in the 90s, being around my peers, back then it wasn't really accepted, the type of curves that I have. So it was really hard in high school and in middle school to kind of have that confidence. So my mom, being that she could relate, she would just continuously pour into me and let me know, hey, you need to love yourself. You're fine the way that you are, but if you want to change, that's on you. So
I would agree with that. I think my mom was probably the first and true role model for me in terms of body image, and she's always, instilled in my sisters and I that you can be whoever you want to be, whatever you want to be. Mm-hmm. Don't let anybody stop you from pursuing what it is you want to do, regardless of how you look, and just to really accept yourself. On top of that, in media, in popular culture, I think Aaliyah was big for me, mm-hmm. watching her growing up and seeing her dance moves and how she dressed. She was more of the tomboy, type of easy breezy girl next door, and seeing that was, I think, positive for me.
That's real. I guess it's moms for the win, because my mom, she definitely poured into me. I was the bigger kid out of my family, so everybody was small. I was big and curvy, and I grew early. And kind of everywhere else. But as far as media wise, there was Aaliyah and what's her name? Kim from Moesha. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how she dressed and how she kind of carried herself. I thought she was a little ditzy. Sis was fly, so I felt like if I could be like anybody else, if I could look like somebody, I would definitely want to look like her. So,
Jess,
I'll definitely say growing up in New Orleans, full hips are definitely celebrated in New Orleans. And so when I was around my family and around Black family and friends, I had my little hips and my thighs growing up really young. So my body was celebrated in that sense. But I found there was a difference if I happened to be around some of my white friends from school. And so in that setting, I felt very self-conscious about my body. I always felt like I was overweight, and I think that, played into how I felt about my body as I got older, when I really did put on an unhealthy amount of weight at one point. But it's definitely an interesting dichotomy there of in one setting, your hips and your thighs are celebrated as part of that New Orleans culture, and then in another setting, you don't know what to think because you don't look like everybody else. And in terms of, what I saw in TV, movies, magazines, I didn't always see people who looked like me. And even the Black and brown women that I eventually did see, they weren't always these full-figured, celebrated women. The only woman who I saw who looked like me was Oprah. And so, being able to see her, even through her own struggles, still move forward and be this beautiful light, let me know that even though I was conflicted at times about how I felt about my body, I didn't have to allow that to hold me back from being successful while I figured it out.
Yeah, I think it's so important that everybody's kind of first experience was in home. And I don't know if anybody else's mom tried the Slim Fast and all those kind of fad diets where I feel like everybody was doing that. My mom is slim, and she would do that. Sorry, Ma, you're watching, I'm telling you. But she did. I'm like, why are you drinking Slim Fast? You're already so slim. But I think that kind of shaped me because I looked different than her. I was curvier than her, and I think growing up I didn't see people like that, especially in the media. Like me and Candace grew up together. We've been friends since we were 12. And so, but we've always like pretty much looked like this. Like she's been slimmer and I've been curvier. But it's like, we never, I don't think we ever thought about it like that. But when you like get older, you're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, maybe like that person likes her more because she's slimmer. Maybe they like me more because I got whatever. So like, what do you think like was the messaging growing up in terms of what your body should look like?
I believe the lack of curvy women being on TV sent a message. You know, growing up, like Leanne said, you know, we did have Kim from the Parkers and Moesha, who was more on the curvy side. And even then on the show, you would see how, you know, her friends would make little side comments about her weight. So I think that the lack thereof of curvy women back then in the media, on TV, it said a lot. And I just think now it's a lot more accepted. But I think that we could do a lot better. I think we have a long way to go as it relates to just not being afraid to celebrate women that are a size 12 or a size 14 or what have you. Because, you know, we need people of all sizes and shapes in the media to represent women. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the problem is when you're looking at, you know, TV, movies, magazines, and everyone has the same type of build, everybody looks the same, you start to look at yourself and wonder, okay, what's wrong with me? You know, why am I not reflected and celebrated as beautiful? And so I really wish, especially when I was struggling with how to embrace, you know, my own body and my full hips and thick thighs and all of that. I wish there had been a Lizzo when I was growing up. I wish there had been an Ashley Graham when I was growing up, because these women have showed us today that you can celebrate your body exactly where it is and exactly in that moment as you figure out, okay, what is healthy for me? And you know, healthy doesn't look the same way on everyone. And so now that we have these people like Lizzo and Ashley Graham, I'm glad they're around for, you know, when I have children one day, that they can look at these role models, and not just my daughters one day, but my sons too, because what we see in the media also shapes, you know, how they respond to women, what they feel is beautiful. So now that we have some more diversity, we still have a long way to go. It gives all of us permission to know that we are beautiful as we are in this moment, and it's reflected in what's celebrated in the media as well.
Yeah. I feel like there's such a, you mentioned, you know, having these images and these figures. I feel like right now, and this is like no shade to anybody who's done this, but I feel like there's like this catalog that women just go, it's like, almost, I feel like all these girls on social media are like just shaped the same. I'm like, well, dang, where do they get these bodies? I mean, it literally like different head, the same body. So what do you think is something that like y'all have been praised for outwardly that you have maybe like not liked about yourself or have been struggling with internally?
Well, I can answer that. I think for me, the fact that I am slimmer and I'm petite, especially in a culture that celebrates more curvaceous women,
For especially black women.
especially black women, it's been a little difficult for me navigating that. Not a lot of people know this, but I used to, a lot of people at work would say, oh, you're so slim, you're so little, you know, do you eat? And I have a pretty healthy appetite, but, you know, looking at me, people wouldn't think that. And so, you know, it was disheartening to be in a professional setting and have people not take me seriously because they thought that I was a little girl until I opened my mouth. Or not think that I had a lot to bring to the table because I'm small and I don't take up much space. So that has definitely shaped some things about me. A lot of people were like, well, oh, I would kill to be that small, but you don't always know what it's like from that person's vantage point. For me, I felt like I couldn't fit things the way I wanted to. I'm small, busted, so, you know, not being able to fill out certain outfits or dresses, that bothers me. It made me feel like I was less than a woman. And and not feeling as attractive to black men specifically.
Wow.
Has hindered me. It's done a number on my psyche.
Yeah.
A little bit. You know, I've had men tell me, "Oh, well, you're real cute in the face, but you're too skinny, or you don't have enough ass for me."
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, whatever. But you know,
that's real. I mean, that's such a perception because you're right. Like you're but you've always been this size, and Candace can eat, like for sure.
Yeah.
But like that model size, but like you're like runway, like what they would want in the magazine, but how that messes with your mind in terms of like what you're attracted to. Like, I mean, guys, men love you. Like they think you're beautiful. But when you are thinking a different way about yourself, it's like, it doesn't matter what anybody else says.
right, exactly. It's very true.
I would have never thought that. Like, just like looking at you, like, okay, so you kind of got like that video vixen body. So when I was young, when I was younger, I thought I was going to grow up and have like a crop top on, the middle skirt. Like I thought it was going to be a chingy video when I got this age. But I always thought that that's what I was supposed to look like. Like just like I've had family members who were just kind of like, oh, but you can lose a little weight, or you know, or maybe you shouldn't have that second plate. And it was just like, how do I get there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I have to do to get there? Like, and that does a number on you. Like, especially family members who are supposed to like kind of love you, and it's just kind of like, oh girl, but we know you. We know you want that cinnamon roll right there. Go ahead, eat that. Like, or like you said, the Slim Fast thing. I didn't get it from my mom and dad. I got it from everybody else. So
I tried it too. It's nasty, but I tried it.
Okay.
And it's crazy, you know, you felt that way because for someone that has always been of like a curvy, a lot of ass, I mean,
Siphon some over.
listen, like, you know, you love it about yourself, but at times it can be very difficult. Like finding jeans, finding, you know, clothes that will fit you and look decent on you and not look so like tight and everything of that nature. And then it kind of goes into like how at a young age I was like always sexualized by men. And that would make me hate having all of these hips and ass and, you know, the flat stump. No, like I literally grew up hating, you know, like wanting to go into Walmart, wanting to go into Target, because I knew that at 14 it was men that were, you know, 32 looking at me and, you know, undressing me with their eyes. So it's like a love-hate, you know, situation. But you know, now that I'm older, I kind of just accept it and I embrace it. But as a younger girl, it was difficult. It was really, really hard. It was super hard.
I can totally relate to that because I always had booty. I was little with a booty and 5 years old booty. And so, again, growing up in Black New Orleans culture, that is celebrated when you're little, like, oh, look at the hips on her and all of that. And at that point, it wasn't in an over-sexualized way. But as you get older, you start to wonder, well, is that the only thing that's attractive about me? You know, because people always comment on that. And it didn't make me wish that I didn't have it. It made me grateful. It's like, oh, I'm glad I have a booty because, you know, does anyone say, oh, you're really pretty? Or, you know, different things like that. Being older and, you know, being very confident in my body now, and that took, how old am I, 35? Took 35 years to really embrace that. You do start to wonder when you have something that is celebrated in mainstream, is that all there is to you aesthetically, it's speaking, if it's beautiful in that way. And then the other conversation about weight, I struggled with abusive eating when I was growing up to cope with anxiety, even though I didn't realize that. And gained a lot of weight, even though I was like working out and dancing. And so, I mean, I can remember being 10 and 11 years old, drinking Slim Fast, not at my mother's urging, but my aunt maybe would have it at the house, and I would like go drink the Slim Fast. I'm like, oh, did I lose 30 pounds today? And so it became a struggle with food that, you know, I always looked at food and my body like, I didn't look at a lunch as in, oh, I'm just hungry, I'm going to eat it. I looked at every piece of food like, am I going to gain weight, lose weight, or stay the same if I eat this? And so you're always looking at your body in the mirror to figure out, well, shoot, did I gain weight now? You know, what's happening to me now? It creates a discord that you have with your own body, and your body, our body should be where we have the most peace because this is where we live. But not seeing yourself on TV and in magazines, or seeing other people celebrated, or only one part of your body being commended, it creates this discord that God never intended for us to have.
Yeah. You made a good point, Jess, about, you know, do you look at food and like, oh, am I going to gain weight? Am I going to lose weight? Like, I subconsciously still do that now. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to lie, before the shooting this season, like, I've been working out crazy. Like, I had a fitting the other night. I didn't eat all day because I'm like, I need to look like the best in my clothes. But like, why did I subconsciously do that? You know what I mean? I'm like, who am I trying to feel better for? And I just had a baby last year, and I go back and look at pictures where I thought I was so fat. And I look at pictures like, dang, I would kill for that body right now. But it was like, in comparison to those who are around. And I think I took for granted or underestimated the effect of where you live, how that shapes what you look like. Like, Candace and I grew up in an area that was like very suburban, very white. And so the ideal was like skinny. Like, we were around, you know, a bunch of skinny people, like, and not even skinny, like in terms of like, it's unhealthy. It's just like everybody was slim. Yeah. And so when you saw a lot of the brown girls, most of the brown girls were curvy. And so I can understand where Candace, where you're like, man, where do I kind of fit in? And so now you're in an area where you're thinking about, okay, am I too big? Am I too small? Am I black enough? Am I not black enough? Now you have all these factors like, man, who am I? And so what things for you all, like, what did you do, or what have you contemplated doing to change yourself if you felt like you needed to? I'm not gonna lie. I would have loved, after having a baby, to get a tummy tuck real quick, but I was like, just in case I have another one. I asked my husband, I was like, yo, will you pay for a mommy makeover? He's like, hell no. So I'm like, man, okay, I gotta work for this, but okay. But I'm not gonna lie, like, I've contemplated like getting plastic surgery because you see what other people like and what's selling right now, especially in the media world. I know Jess can relate. In the world of TV, like the sexy, curvy is selling. Yep, definitely. So yeah, like, what have you guys contemplating doing or have done to change yourself?
Well, Steph, just to talk about contemplating plastic surgery, and you all know, like my journey, I lost 100 pounds over the course of several years. One, I'm glad that I took the journey to lose the weight. I didn't do it to fit into the cute club dresses like I did in my early 20s, because when I struggled with my weight in my early 20s, my only motivation was very superficial. Like, I just wanted to, you know, be smaller, wear the cute club dresses. But in my later 20s, it became about my health. I didn't do it for TV. I didn't do it to impress anyone. I didn't do it to get a man. I did it because I was trying to save my life. And so I'm grateful that that's the reason I finally made lasting changes. But losing 100 pounds, like, and you've carried that weight for so long, like this little, I don't know what you call this, the little bottom spare tire situation, it was like deflated and hanging on. And so, you know, I was like, well, I wonder if I should get, it's called like an apron surgery. And I did so many searches on it. And I was like, because I want to, you know, I've worked hard and I want to be able to have this flat tummy, and you know, and I research, and there's nothing wrong if you feel like you're emotionally able to handle plastic surgery. I don't think it's good for everyone. I think you have to have a certain level of confidence in your body, kind of like you could do with it or do without it. That's a whole nother emotional, spiritual quest you have to have. But I did think about it. And, you know, my husband and I haven't had babies yet. So I'm thinking, well, how will is that going to harm, you know, if I want to have, when we want to have babies down the road, how will that impact things? And so I have decided for now that that's not something that I will do. And my husband was greatly supportive of me not going that route, because he'll kiss on the places that I feel sometimes are war wounds of the journey, and he'll kiss them and shake them or caress them and just say, listen, I love you, I love all of you, I love every trace of you. You don't have to feel like you have to go and change your body to make yourself fit into some mold. You're perfect the way you are. And so that gave me a lot of peace and a lot of joy. And I also save a lot of money that way. But I think it's important to not only have the peace in yourself with how you show up in your own body, whatever traces of your journey are left behind, but it's also important in who you choose to be your partner, because they can help support you in a way that you don't feel like you have to change your body to be attractive to other people or to be attractive to yourself. So I decided not to, but I was Googling real hard.
I've had 2 surgeries.
Wow.
My first one was in high school. I had a breast reduction. And some people are like, God gave you titties. Like, and I'm just like, it was too much. Like, I had like the dips in my shoulders from like wearing like bras that were just either they didn't fit or I would find ones that would fit. I was just really top heavy. Yeah. And I played sports. So when I played tennis, I would wear my regular bra, a sports bra, another sports bra, and then my tennis top. Oh my God. Just to hold everything down. So it was just kind of like, it was Christmas Eve, my senior year, and I got that done, went back to school so I could like play sports, so that I could like, and also fit my clothes and have a certain look. And then over the years, still kind of being big and being that person, I had this experience. I'm not gonna cry. I had this experience in Tyson's Corner, and I was out with friends. We were like, oh, we're gonna go to DC, we're gonna get dressed, and they didn't have any clothes or any clothing stores that would fit me. And I broke down in the middle of the mall, like bawling, because all my friends had all these cute outfits, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to wear this oversized t-shirt with these biker shorts, and I don't look like my friends. And I was like, I never want to feel like that ever again. So I tried working out and I tried doing all these things, and the weight wouldn't go anywhere. Like, I would lose 30, gain 30, lose 60, gain 40. And then I had a baby. And then my body was like, okay, girl, you're gonna sit at 335 for the next 2 years. And with that comes complications. I had onset liver disease, and I found that out last September. My body was it's just too much weight for my frame. And just, PPD makes you want to eat, like just having really bad postpartum. So I was just going through a whirlwind of things. So I thought to myself, what am I going to do to change it? And also, like, I was doing radio in college, and opportunities, they don't necessarily come like they should to people who looked like me at the time. Like, I would overcompensate with my personality. If I could make you laugh, or if I could joke myself, like, y'all know Fat Amy from Pitch Perfect? Yes. I was her. Like, I'm going to joke myself for you joke me. Like, this is what I have to do to stand out. And then I was like, okay, well, if I was smaller, maybe I would get these opportunities. Maybe Def Jam gonna call me, if I looked a certain way. So I had weight loss surgery this past March, just, for health wise, but I also knew that it would open doors for me. And I haven't told anybody. So
thank you for sharing.
Yeah, it was it's hard because when you say you have weight loss surgery, people think that you cheated. Like, well, you could have just went to the gym, like, or you could have just did this, or you could have ate better. And I was just like, if you knew how long I've been trying, like, I'm 28, like, I'm tired, like, I just want to get the weight off. I want to be healthier, but it comes with like a plethora of things. I take 16 pills a day. I don't get to eat like I used to. Like I was telling the ladies before, I had an addiction to food. Like, you eat when you're happy, you eat when you're sad, you eat when you're mad. Like, so it was just kind of like, I can't do this no more. Like, what do I do? So between March and now, I've lost 100 pounds. I eat better. I have no choice. My stomach is the size of that champagne glass. Mentally, I have my days. because although people like, you look really nice in your clothes, I have days where I still see 335 Leanne, and sometimes it feels like you go from one grotesque to the next. Just because you lose all the weight doesn't necessarily mean like you're super happy. I had to go through therapy before for them to be like, you can have this surgery because we think that you're gonna be okay. But like when I get out of the shower, like the apron surgery, I'm just like, okay, so if I lose enough, can I get the surgery and get this done? The bat wings, do they get to go? Like it can be a lot. But then I look at myself, I'm like, okay, liver disease, no more. You're not pre-diabetic. You eat better. Mentally, you're better on some days. Some days I have bad body day, and I'm like, how do I, do I get out of bed today? Like, because I don't look like how I thought I looked. Like, although this is what I look like now at this weight. In my head, I thought at 225, I was gonna look how I did in high school. But I had a kid. Your body not the same. Like it. I feel you. Okay. Your body not the same. I guess I thought I would look one way, and I look different. Now I don't regret it. Okay, because I like my clothes. Okay, because I was looking at myself today like, okay, girl, you look good. But you have your days. But as far as like the weight loss surgery, it just had to be done. But I feel better.
Wow.
So,
Well, you look amazing. I mean,
Thanks.
you were beautiful before, but you look amazing.
Thank you.
And as long as you feel good. And you made a very valid point of like, people think you cheated. And that, I feel like that's a whole nother mental process in itself. It's almost like, okay, if you said you wanted to get a boob job, it's like, oh, did you cheated to enhance yourself and now you're attracting something different. So I think, thank you for sharing that. That was, wow. 16 pills.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's not like you just get a surgery and you, all right, cool, I'm done, I'm snatched. Like you really have to continue to work at that.
And you got to take them vitamins and just, every day you really got to talk to yourself in the mirror like, okay, you got it. Get up and take 4 pills and eat lunch and take another 4 pills. And so it's a sacrifice. Yeah. But if you're mentally prepared to take it, then you'll get there.
Yeah. Wow.
Can I ask, are you still in therapy?
No, but I want to go back.
Okay.
I definitely want to go back. You still need to follow up because with COVID, I don't have the support I thought that I'd have. I don't have a support system. I have a couple of women, but all our bodies are different. So I saw my dietitian before my surgery. I didn't see my dietitian again until 2 days ago.
Wow.
So I'm like, how do you eat? What do you do? I'll be on Facebook like.
Especially sitting in the house, like, what is
We've
this?
all been on lockdown.
Yes.
You just want to eat.
What is this, month 7, 6, 5?
Yeah. Because I'd be hungry some days. I'm like, okay, girl, drink this water and call it a day.
Wow. Ladies, is there anything that you all wanted to change about yourself, or did you change something about yourself?
I think for me, I didn't have anything that like extreme to say, but for me, the gym is tough for me. It'll be days where I'm like, all right, I'm about to go do 2 miles around Mount Trashmore, then I'm gonna go to Planet Fitness, and I'm gonna get on a treadmill, and I'm gonna do the elliptical. But then some days I be like, man, I ain't going. I'm gonna sit here and eat, my Hot Pocket, and I'm going, like, it's all a mental thing. And, I've struggled with my weight, like I said, since I was younger. I am a depressive eater. So I eat when I'm sad. I eat when, I'm going through something. And it becomes really difficult to fight that demon on this shoulder, and then fight, this angel on this shoulder, because this angel is saying, okay, you can do it, you got it. But this little demon on this shoulder is like, you want that pizza, you want, so it's been really difficult. The gym is it's just really, really tough. I'll go in thinking I'm gonna do an hour, and I'll go in and do 15 minutes. And that sounds crazy, but it's literally reality for me. And this pandemic has definitely put a damper into that, because prior to March 13th, I was on a consistent roll. I was consistently going to the gym every day for an hour. And then March 13th, when the world completely stopped, I was like, here we go. I'm going to gain 15 pounds. I'm going to gain 20 pounds. Thankfully, I haven't gained any weight.
Okay.
Want to do it. But it's still been really difficult. I have had to get creative. Go on YouTube and do Zumba. Or I'll walk around my neighborhood. I have a little dog, Louie. He's a Yorkie. He'll come out with me and he'll pull me on the leash. That's like his way of telling me, come on, you gotta do what you gotta do. So it's all in your mental, honestly. That's really all I've been, experiencing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think for me, I just wanted to be thicker. And overall,
we got something for you.
Well, what you want today?
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to be thicker in general. So it's just interesting that we have different perspectives and different ways of viewing ourselves. I've drank Boost. I've drank every single protein shake there is. I've layered my clothing. I've done those things to appear bigger because that's what I thought that men wanted, and that's what I thought other women were in competition for, was male attention. And I had to redirect my focus and just focus on things that were more important to me. And once I did that, I saw some things change.
Yeah. That is a very interesting perspective when you mention like the male attention. I think a lot of times we as women, I feel like we've all done it. We've tried to change something about ourselves or do something like put on our spank and snatch our waist or we'll do whatever we need to do with our boobs, like to gain attention from men, especially going out. When you're young, we hit our 20s, we're like, we're in Miami, we're hanging out, we're doing the most to like attract this attention, but very rarely it's not for ourselves.
Right.
And so I think as you get older, you realize you're like, oh, I need to do this. Like I have to love me without all of this stuff on. So like, what's, I guess, maybe the one thing now that you've learned as you've gotten older that you have genuinely learned to love about yourself? Or are you still in the process?
At this point, what that wall say right there.
I know that's right.
So look, y'all can't see it on camera because it has a curse word in it, but it says F what they think.
For sure, okay.
For clarity.
That's just like the point that I'm at right now, because at the end of the day, somebody gonna love it. That's all I got for you. Somebody's gonna love it. I love it. But I think for me, I have to love it first.
Yeah.
And then somebody will come along and say, girl, you look good. Yes. But it's to the ladies out there that are struggling, love yourself first. And then that man will come along and say, okay, you look good. I love you the way that you are, but it has to start with you. For sure. For sure.
That's real good, girl. Because they be like, I'm trying to manifest me a man. I'd be like, no, sis, you need to manifest that self-love, okay?
Yes.
It hit different when you love yourself and you don't look for validation in other people or for it to come from other people. Like, when Leanne love Leanne, it hits different. I walk different, okay? Like, it's something, it's something different just about just having like that immense amount of love for yourself, especially like overcoming like a lot of the stuff that we've talked about. When you get to that point where it's just like, damn, I'm fly as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel it. Like whoever, let love fall in your lap. Don't worry about that.
Jess?
I would say two things. I love my stretch marks now.
Yes.
Because they're a part of my story, and they're a roadmap. They're a roadmap of my journey, and I would not change my journey for anything. I connected to God and to my soul in a way I never thought was possible through a journey for wellness that I only dreamed about for so long. So I wouldn't change my stretch marks, and I'm embracing my arms more. That's why I want my little sleeveless situation today, because my arms were a huge eyesore for me for so long. And so along my journey, even before I lost the 100 pounds, I had to stop and say, I embrace and love every single inch, pound of my body, because God created me There's only one of me, and this is the body he gave me, and I'm going to celebrate it. And so along the journey, at first, I felt what she was saying about the little, I still got the little bat wings, whatever you call them, but they're mine. You know, this body has carried me through this life. It will carry me for another 70 years. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all of it because it is my story, uniquely mine, and it's the gift God gave me. So I celebrate the jiggly arms. I got a little muscle that comes from the one. But I celebrate it because it's mine and it's my story.
I appreciate what Jessica mentioned. I think for me as well, I've just come to embrace who I am as a person. And as I said earlier, I learned to focus more on cultivating my intellect and cultivating the things that I find to be important. Because that's, in all honesty, what you want to leave with the world. You don't want to leave, oh, well, I thought I was fly and I had a banging body. I want to leave a legacy of honoring my ancestors, honoring my mother, who's no longer here, God bless her soul, but you know, just honoring what I feel is important and becoming important to what I feel is important. I also think that it's important for us to have more women of color in fields like psychology and psychiatry so that we can get to the root cause of why we have body negative thoughts and things about ourselves that we don't like. I would really hope that we can examine that more and figure out what that is so that we can break those curses and those chains and those things that hold us back. So I would just say to anybody out there who's struggling with that, focus on what is important to you and become important to that. What you like will like you back.
Yes.
But you have to focus on that and pour into whatever that is that you love and that you're passionate about.
Yeah. Wow, these are all like, I know, right? These are all such good comments. I think like Jess, the stretch mark thing, I'm just learning to like love mine. Like after having a baby, like, I mean, I got stretch marks on my stomach and I was not expecting it. It happened when I got 8 months and I was like, no, you're like, you know, like slow motion. But, you know, and I'm like, yo, it's a story. Like I birthed a beautiful human being from that. And then the bat wings too, like I'm still adjusting to that. Like if you notice, I very rarely wear stuff that's sleeveless because I'm not a fan of my arms, but I'm working on it. But that's just like something I have to work through myself. And I just hope like little girls who are watching can see somebody like me, like you, Jess, like, and be like, oh, I can be any size or any shade or whatever and do something, not because of how we look, but because of what we're bringing to the table.
Exactly.
So I think that's like the most important part. And in closing, we have some positive affirmations. I know I love to leave everybody with a good word. So I've given everybody a positive affirmation card. And ladies, if you could pick up your card, and I have the card for Jess, and just read your affirmation off so we can leave people with a nice positive message. Candace, you want to start?
Sure. I am more than my genetics.
Right on time.
Mine says, my possibilities are endless. That's right on time.
I thought he was tarot cards for a minute. Mine says, I will rest when rest is needed.
Okay. All right, Jessica, yours says, I am beautiful on the inside and out.
Ooh, I am beautiful on the inside and out. I receive that. Amen.
Amen. All right, ladies, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you all so much for watching this episode on body image. For more information and to watch previous episodes, you can follow us on social media at Before Brunch TV. We'll see you next time.